Hey everyone, welcome to the Blissful Living Podcast. I am Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, known as the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, and I'm so happy to be here with you because my guest today, I'm not going to drop who she is just yet, but my guest today is an amazing lady, and she has a company that is focused on success and wealth, and so we'll share a little bit more about that with you during the show, and we'll let you know how you can get access. But as you know, I like to take care of business, and so I want all of you to be able to totally absorb the information that's going to be shared today. So while I take care of business, this is what I want you to do. I want you to find a place to sit, get you something to write with, get your favorite beverage, tea, coffee, water, wine, whatever it is, whenever you're listening. Get the most appropriate beverage for you. Tell your family to give you a few moments, and we're gonna, while you do that, we're gonna really take care of business and thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. You want to check them out. If you're really into elevating and amplifying your wellness, wisdom, and wealth, they've got some goods for you that you will not be able to deny, because these goods not only help you to amplify those 3 areas. If you're a queen out there and you're ready to command your empire, no matter what is on your way, then you need to tap into Blissful Living for You, because they got what you need so you can be that unstoppable queen that not only commands her empire, but is able to command it, expand it, grow it, and have a sustainable empire so that you can leave a future legacy for your future family generations. The next sponsor, you want to check them out, www again at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. The next sponsor I want to thank is All Day Cable Incorporated. All Day Cable is a telecommunications installation company located in the heart of Silicon Valley. It has been named one of the top 50 women-owned businesses in Silicon Valley, and they've been in business since 1990. They specialize in voice, data, and fiber optic cable installation, all things network distribution, whether it's audio, video, speaker, passenger information display system, whatever you need that helps you to make the connection with your customers right the first time, then you definitely need All Day Cable. They specialize in servicing small, mid-sized, and large corporations, as well as residential projects and all of that. So again, if you're looking for a telecommunications installation contractor that has been there, done that, and is still doing it, you want to check out All Day Cable Inc. at alldaycableinc.com. So now you've had some time to get yourself together, find a place to sit, and really absorb this information, because Dr. Janee is a wife, a mom, mentor, pharmacist, another medical professional, speaker, and coach whose passion is to help women profit from their purpose and overcome mindsets that prevent profit, progress, and prosperity. Oh, we dropping it to you today. We're covering the aspects of wellness, wisdom, and wealth. And if I'm going to be all over the place, it'd be outrageous because, hey, I can. It's my show. After facing homelessness with a doctorate degree in financial hardship, Dr. Janee has dedicated her life to helping women discover their purpose, achieve personal success, and eliminate the mindset of self-doubt, low esteem, and self-sabotage. So welcome, girl, Dr. Janee, to the show. I don't even have my crown on today, y'all, because I'm so excited to bring this lady on. But welcome, girl. How are you doing?
I am amazing, right? It's so funny when you listen to somebody else talk about you, like, it's amazing. So that was amazing. Thank you, Dr. Rochel, for having me. Hello, everybody.
You are very welcome. It's a pleasure to have, great minds think alike. As we say in our world, game recognized game, girl. So let's get in with the goods, because I want you to drop some dimes and some nuggets on these folks, because we ain't playing today. Our topic today is 3 keys to overcome fear and catapult to faith in life and business. And so my first question for you is, why do you believe that most women do not pursue their purpose or idea?
Well, I'll be honest. And these are things that I have heard and things that I have done. So one of the things that I have heard women say as to why they haven't taken action, everybody has these ideas. And I believe the way that God created us, He made us creators. So it is no let's say it is no thought that we get ideas. So one of the things that I've heard people say, women say, is that they don't have all of the answers, right? Have you heard of perfection syndrome? How many of us have heard of that? We want it all to be perfect. We want to have all of the answers. But the number 3 thing that I've heard women say is that they're afraid of selling, afraid of rejection, afraid of success.
You know, that I've heard that as well. And you would think, like, why would somebody be afraid of success, right? Because, and then, you know, when we set out to do what we do, we're setting out to be successful. But I think the big problem is that when you get to that precipice where you're just about to jump or take that next step to be successful, you start having self-doubt. You know, why do I really deserve this? What is my family and friends gonna think about? They're gonna think I'm that bougie chick now.
Big
And
one.
what do you share with the women that feel this way to help them overcome getting over themselves? Because we really get in our own way when it comes to that precipice of being successful. What do you share, and how do you educate them about the importance of getting over themselves with regards to that?
Well, everything is mindset. That's one thing. But I truly believe that the ideas that we get are not for us, right? So we have to understand, I call myself and my clients solutionists, right? People out there have a problem that need to be solved, and we possess the solution. So the number one thing that we have to understand, that it's not about us, but it's about those that we have been called to serve. So we do people a huge disservice by not sharing with them the idea, and especially the solution that we have to their problem. We have to disconnect from the voices, the ideas. And here's the thing, Dr. Rochel, that I understand. Fear is learned. Fear is learned. How do I know? Think about it. For those of you all who are parents out there, your niece, your nephew, your child get up on, let's say, a counter, because I have sons, right? They get up on counters and the first thing they want to do is jump. Or they're walking and they fall and they don't cry, but they look up at you and they see the look of shock and what? Fear on your face. So what happens? It causes them to become aware that I should be afraid. So as a result, they start crying and panicking. So we learn fear. Fear is something that is taught by our parents, by society, by experiences. So fear is something that we learn. But guess what? You can unlearn it. That's the exciting part.
I love it. I love it. You know, you said some powerful stuff there, because you brought into mind a lot of things, and particularly during this time of year where women are put in a fearful spot. They may be in an abusive relationship. And you'd be like, girl, why don't you just get up and leave that man or leave that relationship? Come on now, you know, ain't you tired of, you know, going through all this and all this drama, getting you behind whooped and all of that? And the number one thing that comes up is fear. What if, not so much if he or she or whoever's going to come after them, but what if I don't survive? How am I going to pay for my bills? How am I going to take care of my kids, even though they may be doing that already on their own? But you know what I mean? How am I? And so the fear comes up, you know, what's going to happen if I leave? My life might get better, but I might have to struggle for a minute. And so you're right. Fear is learned. And you gave a great example, because I can remember I was that kid that me and my brother, we getting up on the counter and jumping off. See who jumped the furthest. And then one time I jumped off the counter and instead I landed on my feet, but then my big head went forward. I hit my head on the ground. Big goose egg. My mama came in and she was like, girl, what you do? What y'all been doing? We couldn't say to stand on the counter because then, you know, the fear of getting our behind one, because you know you're supposed to be on the counter, right? But it's a learned behavior. And I share that story just to make people laugh, but it happened for real. And so my next question for you with regards to our conversation is, why do most people, or most women, men, people, why do we let fear stop us? Why do we let it stop us?
Well, this is all my opinion and experience and observation, because it's easy. We got to think majority of the times fear comes in because of something that we've never done before and that we're uncomfortable with. So anything that is uncomfortable and something that is the first, regardless of what it is something that causes majority of people to back, because majority of us are not taught to embrace something that's new. And a lot of us are not taught that the thing that we must do, right, requires us to take a step into an environment that we've never had before. People tell us to be successful, but majority of people are not taught what success looks like. So here's the thing. It's easier for me to just take a step back and say, no, I don't want to do this. This is uncomfortable. I don't like the way that this feels, right? So instead of doing that, I'll just take a step back. It's easy. But it takes a whole nother way of thinking to say, you know what, instead of thinking of it this way, let me shift into understanding that anytime you dare to do anything, you do it so many times, it becomes something that's second nature. Think about brushing your teeth, right? When you're small, like when when you're first getting your teeth, 1 or 2 years old, we have a 4-year-old. It is the dickens trying to get them to do it. It is something that they don't like to do. But the more that they do it, just like if you're in entrepreneurship, the more that you share, not just sell, but the more you share your idea, the more comfortable it becomes and the more confident you become.
I love what you were sharing. You're dropping some real game that people can utilize in your life. We got somebody, Corey. Go, Dr. Janine. Love it. I said, put your questions. If you have any questions, y'all watching us, put your questions in the chat so that I can ask her, while we got her, because this is a very important topic. And we are uncomfortable. And when you do something for the first time, you're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I like the analogy with the toothbrushing, because I was the kid. I'm the only granddaughter in my generation of kids. So it was me and the boys all the time. My aunt would take us to the dentist. All the boys had no cavities. I would have 8, 9 cavities, right? So my fear was I brushed my teeth, but dang, am I brushing them good enough? Because the next time I go to the dentist, he's gonna have to and so it was funny. So I would really work hard to make sure I brushed my teeth. I still would have cavities, but they started decreasing. But my whole fear was if I brush my teeth good, then I don't have to be so fearful about going to the dentist. And that's anything that we're uncomfortable with. Mm-hmm. When you first started learning how to drive your car, you making sure you're checking everything, and you're scared to drive out. You're scared to drive over the speed limit, right? Now you get in your car, you don't think about nothing. You get in your car, you start it up, you back it up, you go, you drive over the speed limit when you have to, if it's necessary, if you can get away with it, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying? And so yeah. I think the more we do and step into our uncomfortability zone is what I'm hearing, the easier it becomes to tackle that fear that we might have within us. And I'm really loving this. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship, what separates successful people from unsuccessful people?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked that question. Everybody wants success. We all agree. Everybody in the comments, everybody who's live watching, we all want to be successful. And success looks very different for everybody, right? I'm sure if Dr. Rochel and I interviewed each other about what success looks like for both of us, it will look pretty different because all of us are different. But one of the things that I have observed about very successful people, and especially when I say very successful, when I think from a financial standpoint, since we're talking about entrepreneurship, those who have built multi-million-dollar companies, these are mentors of mine. None of them know each other. None of them have been in the same room, right? But they all have one thing in common, and it is their mindset. It is their belief system. So when we look at mindset, we know is a compound word. We have mind and then we have set. Set, by definition, is a place or a position. Your mind is your belief system. It is what you know to be true. So when we put the two words together, mindset is the position of our way of thinking. So successful people have a higher way of thinking. You can't tell them that they can't do something. If they don't figure it out, they're going to find somebody who's going to figure it out for them, or they're going to invest or do it until they perfect it. I'm sure, Dr. Rochel, at the beginning of these podcasts, you probably had it like, it probably was challenging. Now it's second nature to you. This is something easy, right? What happens to unsuccessful people? They give up before they even start, or they take a step and they stop and they go back. Why? Because it's easier. Because it's comfortable to stay in the state that I'm in instead of do what is necessary to fight my way out. And successful people have captured the fact that I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to shift my belief system, and I'm going to invest in myself until I figure this thing out. So to answer your question in short, it's mindset. It's the positioning of their thinking.
Again, some real hardcore game that you're dropping in, because when I think of successful people, they weren't always successful. We all start, pretty humble, not unless you're born into a wealthy family. But for most of the people that look like us, we start pretty humble. And I think about Oprah Winfrey, who was turned down for that broadcast network job because of the way she looked or whatever it was. But she didn't let that stop her. She said, okay, I'm going to figure out another way to get to where I want to be. I think of Michael Jordan. He was cut from the varsity basketball team. He's the GOAT in basketball. I mean, I love me some basketball, but he truly is the original and the GOAT, because he was cut and he figured out, I'm going to find a way so that I'm not only successfully make it on that varsity basketball team, but accelerate at North Carolina University and in the NBA and become the GOAT. Not that he was setting out to be the GOAT. He was just setting out to be successful to his caliber of what he saw success for him. When I think about myself, I think of the times that I was told that I couldn't get hired as an electrical engineer in Silicon Valley, even though I had the right skills, the caliber, the knowledge, the wisdom, because I was going to be working around men that were my father's age. That didn't stop me. I went on and got, of course, a few more degrees, but it didn't stop me. And I started a business. I'm like, okay, you don't think I can do it? Watch me. I'm going to not only start a business, I'm going to be successful. Not because I want to show you and say, ha ha, but because I have to prove to myself that nobody puts roadblocks that prevent my success except for me. And if I could break through those roadblocks and those barriers that are within me, then I become that bold, unstoppable chick that I am today. And so I love the information that you're sharing and the game that you're dropping, because I think this is real talk. And I don't think we talk about it enough, particularly in our community. We're going to have roadblocks, no matter what it is, whether it's personal, business, or whatever. But if you have that wherewithal and that integrity within yourself to find a better way, find somebody that's successful that'll mentor you, invest in yourself, have conversations like we're having with each other today. A sister will lift another sister up. But that sister has to know that sister needs help, and she can't know it if you don't ask for it. So today is our call for all of y'all listening to us and watching. If you want success and you want to break through those mindset barriers, reach out to Dr. Janine. Reach out to her. Reach out to me, because I can connect you to her. It's not always you have to know the person directly. It's like you never know who knows what you know to get to where you want to be. So I'm loving this. Now I want to ask you this. How will you overcome the fear of failure, success, rejection, or whatever to achieve success in business and in life?
Well, you said it when you were talking about Michael. He's another one, right? Michael Jordan, right? Because nobody knew Michael Jackson existed before he became Michael Jackson and before there was the Jackson 5, right? You said it about Michael Jordan. You said it about yourself. It boils down to you. See, I had this woman tell me one day, she said she didn't want to deal with her. She didn't want to deal with her. And when I heard it, no, she sent me that in a message, and I was just like, I was baffled, because for me, I'm always trying to figure out how can I improve myself, because I understand that while success is evidence of the work that you are doing behind the scenes, I realize, remember, our beliefs, I heard this some years ago, and you all may be familiar with this. Our beliefs drive our actions, and our actions drive our results. So, what does this say? Our results and what we produce, the evidence of what everybody sees, the success of Jordan and his shoes, his basketball career. This man has been retired for probably 20 years now. Has it been 20 years? Probably over 20 years now, right? And he's still making millions, billions of dollars off of a brand that was created decades ago, right?
Right.
Nobody knew the work. Nobody knew the belief system that he had to create. Nobody knew the foundation that he had to build to get to a place that dictated, hey, I'm going to shoot this basketball multiple times until I perfect it. I'm going to take all of the negativity that people have said to me that I did wrong, and I'm going to perfect this thing until I get it right. So to answer your question, it boils down to you as an individual. How bad do you want it? How bad? You got to be relentless about working so hard on yourself that you perfect the things that are not right. And let me make a correction to that, because I don't want people to feel like they have to be perfect. But what I'm saying is all of the areas in your life that are flawed, right? All of the areas that you are uncomfortable with, all of the underlying issues that are blocking your ability to stand up and take a chance on the very gift that you were created to present to this world. Be relentless about working on yourself until you see the results that you want to see. When you hear rejection, okay, instead of saying, I'm just going to give up, okay, well, why did they say no? What do I need to improve? Was it me? Was it my presentation? Was it the way that I said what I said? Or was it them? What do I need to tweak? Because that's one of the things that I'm always looking at. How can I become better? That should be the question that you're always asking yourself. I don't care where you are in your business. I don't care if you're making multi-millions of dollars. How can I become better? The root is you. You are the one who's going to produce the fruit.
I love it. I absolutely love this conversation. Okay, now we're kind of coming to the close of our show. So I want people to know, how can they connect with you?
Well, I'm on YouTube as Dr. Janee Mobley. I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram as Dr. Janee Mobley. And also I am on Facebook as Dr. Janee. I'm sure you probably have the information available. So yeah, that's how you all can reach me.
Well, there you have it, y'all. Her information will definitely be in the show notes. I suggest you subscribe to the show so you can get, wisdom and words of getting dropped on you on a daily basis, where you can listen to this over and over and over again to motivate yourself to be the best that you can be. I'm Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, known as the Queen of Feeling Fabulous. And I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, U.com. Check them out. I also want to thank our other sponsor, All Day Cable Inc. at alldaykableInc.com. And, I always like to leave you guys with something that motivates and empowers you. And so not only am I wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, and tranquility to your spirit, but I want you to go out today and crush it, not kill it, crush it as you push through your blocks and your barriers and become that unstoppable bad king or queen that I know you are. Until next time, I'm wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, tranquility to your spirit. Bye, y'all.
Bye.